Down. We ain't here to play with them. Keep that set up. Make them miss them all. You understand? Go to that body. Beautiful body work, baby. You understand?
Well, Anderson sent one message. He says, when his right hand hits him. Nothing there. Morrison says, oh, yeah. He'll score a knockdown right after this exchange. A shot on the top of the head. Able to keep it going. And down to the floor goes Anderson.
As Tommy forgets in the corner with Tommy Morrison. A pep talk in the corner of Terry Anderson's. They felt that he had Morrison hurt in round 3. He might have momentarily, but he's the one that went down in the 3rd round. We're in the 4th. It is scheduled for 10. Tommy Morrison in the black trunks with the red trim, and Terry Anderson from Tampa, Florida, the veteran, is in the white trunks.
Well, the knockdown round lending itself to power. Only 14 of 101 punches thrown in that round were jabs.
They both land. Morrison's was probably harder, but Terry Anderson is getting his share in.
And he was not backed off the mark. A nice right hand by Morrison, too. Anderson sticking around, making it interesting for a while. Morrison with a decided edge in the numbers, but this one is going to come down to the hammer.
And that hammer would appear belongs to Morrison in this fight. Anderson, you know, has taken some big right hands. We think of Morrison always as a left hook knockout man, but, you know, his right has looked good to him.
He's taken advantage of what's been offered there, and from in close, he pops it up. Well, you put the knockdown in with the other 2 rounds, and in this department, Tommy Morrison is unscathed.
Lead right hand by Morrison. But I'll tell you what, Morrison's hands are coming down, Dave.
And the left hook by Anderson got in over that right hand just a moment ago. Purity didn't do any damage to Tommy Morrison until late in the fight. The 6th round.
Anderson has shown us a pretty good left hook here. And now covering up as Morrison lands the right hand.
And how many times have we seen when one fighter cannot put the other one away, how it comes back?
Right hand to the body by Morrison. A lot of leaning on the inside by both men. Holding. Good body work by Anderson, which is a great idea on his part.
Save some time. You get to get yourself back in the fight, not waste a lot of energy, and score with some good shots.
Morrison talking to referee Kevin Champion. They are both really wide open there to punch, though.
They're both trying to set up the bullying aspect for their uppercut. Trying to push the other fighter off to set up a shot.
Good right by Anderson. I wonder if he stunned Morrison, Dave.
Morrison keeps coming, but Anderson is setting up his punches well in there, too.
Both men look a little fatigued, but I got to tell you, Anderson has done some valuable work here in round 4. Morrison doing some holding on the inside. Body work by Anderson. A weary look in the face of Tommy Morrison. Well, the plot is thickening, folks. Come back for round 5.
Side, short right hand, and he's landed some nice left hooks, too.
Well, we head into the 5th round. This one is scheduled for 10. Our boxing special, Al Bernstein, along with Dave Von Temple from Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Brady Theater. And it has been good drama tonight, folks. Our first fight, Derek Roddy winning a thriller over Sherman Griffin. And in this bout, even though Terry Anderson, with his back to you, was down in the 3rd round, he has made quite a fight of it here against Tommy Morrison.
He did well on the inside. Now he's starting to show some confidence, getting his jab going. When a guy comes in and he's on the road and gets past that first hurdle, all of a sudden believes he can win the fight. Anderson is starting to show in his mind, at least, that he wants to win this fight and thinks he can, and had a slight edge in punches landed in that round.
And landing 65%, Terry Anderson. Tommy Morrison threw only 8 jabs in the last round, and that is why Tommy forgets, told him go out and jab a little bit, and he's thrown only now about 1 or 2 in this round.
That was a carryover from round 3 in which Morrison scored the knockdown, so he abandoned the jab there, kept it abandoned in round 4, now wants to reestablish it because he needs it. Anderson has checked into the win column here as scoring the last round very tightly. He's been down, which also figures in that card.
So here in round 5, we're halfway through it, and Morrison has been much more circumspect about laying on the inside with Anderson, although now he's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing it now, and sometimes it seems as though he's gone to it out of a reflex because it was a pre-fight plan. If he goes inside, he must punch more than he's been doing.
Good body shot by Morrison. Anderson came back with his own jab. Terry Anderson has pretty much taken this 5th round off at a much slower pace.
And when Tommy Morrison did not punch on the angles we described in the keys, he got caught in that last round. This round here, he's more on the outside, showing something else, and some more movement.
Terry Anderson has not thrown too many combinations in this fight. Good hook by Anderson, and he just missed with another. A right hand nailed Morrison against the rope. Tommy Morrison looks tired, Dave.
Yeah, he's been tired.
He looks tired.
Round. Has been.
Good hook by Anderson. Morrison with his own hook. Anderson with a punch to the body. Morrison complained was low. Kevin Champion comes in and he'll let Morrison take some time.
Tommy Morrison made the call. He went back to the corner.
Yes, he did. Kevin Champion issues a warning to Anderson, says one more and I'll take a point away. In our first fight, you remember, Derek Roddy allegedly was hit low, went down several times. No knockdowns were called. Anyway, this one rolls on and it's getting interesting. That is the face of Terry Anderson, 32-year-old journeyman heavyweight, came into this fight with a 28 record, 18 KOs. Taking on Tommy Morrison, who is 43-2 with 1 draw, 37 KOs. A man who is on the verge of a pay-per-view match with Razor Ruddock, but he's got to win here tonight to make it happen. That one is scheduled for June 10th. A very entertaining and interesting matchup, I think, of 2 heavyweights. However, Terry Anderson has something to say about it right now.
He certainly did in round 4. He took round 5 off. Now he's coming back with more fire here in round 6.
And he's landing, Dave.
Well, he's getting inside it. Tommy Morrison really should abandon this inside track here. Go more to the jab, set up the big shot. As Anderson landed a little bit more on round 5, I gave it to Morrison, but the fact here is, when Tommy Morrison's outside, he hasn't been close to losing a round. He can move on the angles and set himself up.
Morrison landing a combination, gets hit with the right hand by Anderson.
Well, if you're Morrison, you want to make Terry Anderson work for this. Don't get inside where Anderson would like to be and make it a 50-50 type of a fight.
Nice body work by Morrison, but he gets hit with the right hand. A reminder that Terry Anderson was down in round 3 from a series of punches by Morrison, the last one being a big right hand. It is scheduled for 10.
There were no man's land again. Both fighters trying to set up an uppercut.
Anderson did a very nice job of covering up.
Using the ropes pretty well. He wants to fire out of there, though.
Good work to the body by Anderson. Remember, though, in the last round, he was supposedly guilty of a low blow, and Kevin Champion said one more, and I'm going to take a point. Good short right by Anderson. Morrison comes with the hook. Some pretty good work being done on the inside there by Terry Anderson.
Makes you wonder why Morrison won't abandon that and go back to what he does best. Even if he scores a knockout this way, it is still the hard way for him to fight.
Tommy Forgets told Tommy Morrison to get on the outside for the last round. Morrison moves away, and Anderson comes right after him. Morrison tripped there. That will not be a knockdown. Good hook there by Morrison. But since the 3rd round, nothing has come close to hurting Terry. Big hook by Anderson. Right hand by Morrison.
Also the way Morrison got in trouble against Purdy here on the inside.
This one is in doubt. Make no mistake about it. Come back for round 7. Welcome back to round 7. Al Bernstein along with Dave Bontempo. Our boxing special, in which Tommy Morrison on the left of your screen is fighting Terry Anderson. And fighting is the operative word. This has not been a totally one-sided fight. Terry Anderson didn't come here to lay down. He came here to fight, and he's doing it, Dave.
In round 6, Al, when Morrison was going inside, Terry Anderson landing 71% of his punches, 34 for 48. Morrison 13 of 52, 25%. He's going to live on the outside in this fight. That's where he needs to be. Anderson has been stronger inside.
Probably the most worried man in this arena, one of the most worried, is Murad Muhammad, the promoter and manager of Razor Ruddock, who is the guy that's supposed to fight Tommy Morrison on June 10th in a pay-per-view match in Kansas City. He's worried. And already $1.5 million has been committed to that project, money tied up.
This is supposed to be the forerunner, and is not going to be a very easy one for Tommy Morrison to get by. And Razor Ruddock was supposed to fight on this card. He had a tooth problem. Maybe he was smart.
He scratched from the card because of that. And because of that, we got a great first fight also. Trevor Griffin and Derek Roddy. There's your score.
Anderson coming on, taking the last round. The round before that, very close.
Big body shot. And that was a beautiful left hook to the body. It sent Anderson down in a heap. That was vintage Tommy Morrison with the left hook to the body. It's going to end this fight. Well, this crowd and that man with a collective sigh of relief. One punch to the body does it.
Now we talk about the left hook power of Tommy Morrison. And Anderson reacting as if it just broke his ribs in half. A very powerful shot. Tremendous bomb by Tommy Morrison.
That was about as good a left hook to the body as this man probably has ever thrown. And it certainly did the job. Terry Anderson is still down. Usually you're not down that long from a body shot.
That will take the judges out of play in a hurry. Right after you flash the scorecard, Tommy Morrison makes all the scores obsolete. Jabs his way in here. That's why the difference is, and then lands in with the left hook.
That is, he had a lot of leverage on that one.
He started from the outside, worked his way inside, and the opportunity came. That's what was being said to him between rounds. It's what we talked about earlier about starting outside, and Tommy Morrison found the magic with one terrific shot.
So Terry Anderson did himself proud here this evening, fighting very well, and for Tommy Morrison, still getting a lecture from Tommy Forgets. He's got to be happy he found that left hook to the body.
He says, don't you ever fight inside again.
No. Mark Beer is in the center of the ring. Let's go to him now.
That's right. Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 34 seconds of the 7th round. The winner by a knockout to the solar plexus, Tommy the Dude Morrison.
So Tommy Morrison gets his 44th win as a professional and keeps alive the June 10th pay-per-view against Razor Ruddock. Dave Bontempo will be with him when we return. With a body shot, and Dave will talk to him about it.
Okay, thanks, Al. Tommy, inside there was some difficulty tonight. You went outside, you found the solution.
One thing that we had trouble doing until we cooled off about the 4th and 5th round was working everything off the jab. Same problem I had in the Marcellus Brown fight. Once I started doing that, things started to fall together for us.
On the inside in rounds 5 and 6, tougher. Was there something said to you in the corner about going back to the basics for you?
Well, the deciding factor in the fight for us as a team is that we didn't stay low. I'm in there, I was bending at the waist and not bending with my hips. And that allowed me to be an easy target to push around. He's a pretty strong guy on the inside, but once we went low and stayed low and remained calm, we started working everything off the jab and getting out of the middle, things came together for us.
Okay, Tommy, we're going to take a look at some earlier action in the bout, something you'll be very happy to look at. Take us through it here.
I think early in the fight I was able to, I wasn't as low as I wanted to be, but I was able to overpower him. And once I started staying low, then the openings started becoming bigger and bigger. from a low position. I could see better, and we put the punches together, and we got him out of there.
Got some tremendous leverage on the shot. Did you know it was over when you hit him?
Usually you can tell. Good body shots. People seem to make strange noises when you get it. You can tell by the sound, by the force of the yell, whether they're going to get back up or not. And I knew that if he did get back up, it wouldn't be long until we finished him off.
So you heard the sound and you knew that was it, right?
We heard the sound and we zeroed in on him, and yeah, I hurt my hand on his vertebrae there a little bit, on his backbone, but we're able to get things done.
You've got a shot coming up against Razor Ruddock, who is not here tonight. Your thoughts on that coming up?
Well, one thing that, I didn't know who Razor Ruddock was until after this fight's over. Now I can talk about him. We've been haunted by looking ahead a little bit too much in the past. I want to make sure that doesn't become a future problem.